and welcome to The Hard Way. My name is Josh. I'm glad you're here. If you're just joining us, we're working on my 1983 International Cabover semi. We're trying to get it roadworthy again and use it to get all of our stuff out to Idaho. Now, to start this project, we first pulled off the flatbed to give us more room to get the cab off, which is what we pulled next. And then I didn't need the lift axle anymore, so we pulled that out. And then we're going to be swapping the transmission out with a donor transmission from our parts truck. So we also pulled the transmission out, and now you're up to speed. The next step is to get this clutch out. So after I got the transmission pulled, I got a wire wheel out on a grinder and started wire wheeling this whole frame. We got it all cleaned up, and the frame itself is ready for paint. We have a couple other things we have to prep for that. But before that, I need to get some parts ordered, so I need to know what clutch I have and what condition that clutch is in. So my job for tonight is to pull the clutch. First time doing it, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here we are at the back of the engine block, and in this open space here is usually a transmission. So I already got that pulled, and what couples the two of them together is this clutch. So the clutch is used to basically interrupt the power going from the engine to the transmission so that the transmission can change gears. And experienced truck drivers know you only need to use the clutch when you're getting going from a dead stop. If the transmission is in motion, you can shift without using the clutch. So the clutch is very important because if you don't have one that's functioning correctly, you can't shift out of neutral when you're stopped. So basically dead in the water. So it's very important. It's very hard to get to because you have to pull the transmission out to access your clutch. So now that I have it already apart because I need to swap the transmission out, we're going to go ahead and inspect and replace any worn components in the clutch. So let's get started. After reading the service manual, I need to install a couple 5/8 shims. So I have some plywood that's about a 1/16 under, but that has to go behind this throwout bearing, which is very crusty, by the way, in order to take up the spring pressure when I release all these bolts. So let's see if I can get these in here. There's a lot of old grease in the way. Okay, that's gonna have to do. They have a special tool that has the same splines as your transmission has that you insert in here to keep everything aligned correctly. I don't have that because I'm not an international shop or a Cummins shop, so we're just gonna have to wing it on that. If I'm replacing parts anyway, I'd have to get them realigned, but that's kind of if you're just trying to service this or inspect it. So the next step is to break free all of these bolts here. And then I have to loosen them up in a star pattern because this whole thing is under pressure, with spring pressure, and you don't want to end up cracking this casting. So let's see if we can get this done. So I'm going to break them all free first, and then I'll start doing the star pattern. Okay, they're all broken free. Let's get to loosening these up. So I think I was able to neutralize that spring tension using these shims. So they were wedged in there. Because this is loose now. So they do say to leave the top, or put a stud in the top bolt, because it's pretty heavy and it kind of aids in disassembly. I'm going to leave that one in just as a fail-safe so it doesn't end up falling on me. Yeah, so let's go with taking the rest of these off. Okay. So this plate here is stationary, and there's another one of the friction discs in here, but I need to try to get the stationary plate out of here. It's very crusty in there. And of course I don't have all my tools with me right now. Okay, we got the clutch out. It came out in 3 pieces, but oh well. I think it almost has to, because it has there's these metal shims that wedge the intermediate, not sure what it's called, but it wedges it in there pretty hard. So yeah, let's get this out of here and get it cleaned up. So we got her pulled. We have the 2 friction discs pulled out. We have the part that you saw from the outside. And this is a stationary, like an intermediate disc. And you see this blue spot here? That's not supposed to be there. So I'm gonna look into seeing how much this piece costs, and this one, because this one has a pretty worn lip here. So I'm gonna see what these cost. I might just have to resurface them, but when they get hot like this, it's not good. So we're gonna get some parts ordered. I'm definitely getting 2 new friction discs, and we'll go from there. There we go.